Hi guys, Javier Martinez here from Beyond the 90 and the Football Network. Before I talk about the World Cup champions, I want to take this opportunity just to talk briefly about what happened after the final whistle with all the issues that happened with the Argentine players and even some of the Argentine coaches. And they're pushing, they're shoving, they're flat out sore loserness, if you want to call it that way. And it's not that I want to justify their behavior, but personally, I feel these past few hours that and this last day that we're not pointing the finger at everyone truly involved. Yes, their behavior was appalling, horrendous, but this also is down to FIFA. This is also FIFA's responsibility because they've pretty much allowed the Argentines to get away with quite literally everything. We've seen it from throughout the tournament with that Messi not getting a red card in the first game against Algeria, from well, even Messi's the excuse me the that second goal from Argentina against England, which wasn't disallowed after Messi stepped on Spence's foot, and Spence was hobbling after that play, and after that, especially with the sign that they put out talking about the Falkland Islands, talking about it that they belong to Argentina. uh, Argentina have had, let's be honest about it, they've had carte blanche in this tournament. They've pretty much been allowed to do whatever they want. Statistically, I know they've had the longest time without receiving a yellow card during a match, and this is a result because obviously, if not consciously, the Argentine players subconsciously know that they pretty much can do whatever they want. And when you pretty much allow a team to do whatever they want, you get and they don't. And on this occasion, the result, and then when a result doesn't go their way, you get what you get. You get a bunch of sore losers coming out. It's remarkable. I'm watching Otamendi complaining to Rodri because Rodri had supposedly talked about the referee, and yeah, that's rich coming from an Argentine player talking about complaining about referees. And this is all down to FIFA. If FIFA had at least, as I said before in a previous video that I published about Balogun when his red card was rescinded, I understand it's spectacular, and obviously let's be like we've seen it in other teams that teams have benefited. Not just obviously the Balogun was another obvious case, but even with Mexico in their match against England, you can tell that the referees were being very lenient. We're trying to not go against Mexico, but that Ronaldo as well, only serving one match of his three-match suspension because they wanted him to start the World Cup. That's all. That's not. I didn't like that at all. But that's one thing. Another thing is to pretty much let a team pretty much do whatever they want. Messi was in red card in the first match against Algeria. Argentina's second goal stood against England when Messi stepped on Spence's foot. And it was even reviewed, and then we saw the red card. The issues with the Swiss player being red carded. What transpired in the match against Egypt. So where, by the way, the interesting thing about that second goal from Egypt being disallowed, it wasn't the fact that it was disallowed. It was the fact that the referee went to review it just after a few seconds after Egypt had scored. So when you, and the Argentine players knew this, they knew this coming in. If not consciously, they subconsciously knew that they could pretty much do whatever they want. And when a result doesn't go their way, should it surprise us all that they were acting like a bunch of sore losers? This is what they this is so. It's like I said, this comes down to FIFA. If you allow a team to do whatever they want, I mean, like I said, this is a classic case of a spoiled child. Yes, the child is spoiled, but if the parents just enable him and they don't hold him or her accountable, then what do you expect when the child grows up and all he or her does is just mouth off to anyone who disagrees with him? So this is all FIFA's responsibility. Obviously, Argentina as well. They have to take responsibility for their actions. But if FIFA had from the very first moment at least held them accountable, had if they had sent off Messi in the first match, or if they had at least been fair in these matches with Switzerland, Egypt, and been fair, then we would the Argentinian players wouldn't be reacting the way they are. But since they didn't, uh, we saw what transpired after the match.